Hey, welcome to the Take Two Crew podcast show. My name is Tyreek.
Yo, what's good, people? We back and we ready for another one.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming.
Yes,
Man, it's been a
sir.
long time. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel great, bro. Like, I am ready, man. It's been a long time. People asking when we coming back. You know, I told them we soon.
We
Told
took
me
a
back later.
sabbatical. Is it called a sabbatical?
Nah, we just wasn't recording. Just,
Oh yeah, all right, same thing. Yeah,
we ain't gonna make excuses up. We just wasn't recording.
yeah,
Life was
man.
happening.
Life
That's
was
all, man.
happening. We talked every single day, but life was happening. Literally in
By the
New
podcast,
Jersey.
we just ain't recorded. That's what it was.
Yeah, on the phone, hour and a half. Like, man, we could have recorded this.
Word is Bob.
Literally talking about stuff that's happening in TV in the world right now. All
Yeah.
right, listen, man. This is breaking news.
Oh.
So I want to see how you feel about it. So the moment we hit record, it's literally popped up. All right, Jeannie Ma fires back at Jeezy. Divorce claims he's a cheater, and the prenup still says it'll cost him. So Jeannie Ma has responded to this is from TMZ. Cite my source. TMZ said this. Jeannie Ma has responded to Jeezy's divorce petition, and she is more than insinuating he cheated on her and claims that he will have a huge effect on their prenup and division of assets. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Jeannie Ma then insinuates her estranged husband is guilty of infidelity. Her lawyer writes, wife reserves the right to amend this counterclaim to add other grounds for divorce, but which wife does not wish to specify herein at this time and hope the matter can be resolved without having disclosed such conduct publicly. Ugh. Mm. Saying he got text messages and whatever he did was connected to that prenup. So if Jeezy was unfaithful, he about to blow a bag right now with Jeannie Ma. How you feel about that?
That's weird. That's crazy. You never want nobody to have a divorce. I mean, no matter how ugly or simple it is,
Yeah.
you never wish for that in any situation. That's why this is the first I'm hearing about it in a way. I read it. I read it before. Like I see like a clip of it, but
You
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 know,
heard it from Jeezy's side. You haven't heard it from her
yeah,
side. So this literally just broke. We're recording this December 1st. Happy birthday, Malachi. Uh, we're recording this. Happy birthday, Mike. Mike just turned 78 yesterday. You know, the big 7'8", man. That boy AARP out the window. Let's go. Social Security Mike is his name. So let me just stay on course.
it's him, man.
Uh, we always heard from Jesus' perspective. He did a sit down with Nia Long, but we didn't hear any. She's been quite quiet. She's been pretty quiet for the past couple of months. I know she did a interview and she kind of touched on it a little bit, but she wasn't saying much. So for her to have this come out with the lawyer, it looks like if he doesn't shut this down, it's gonna be messy.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
man.
That's tough. I mean, I said divorces ain't never easy. I mean, I've been through one
Yeah.
myself. Even though it wasn't as painless, this took longer because we were procrastinating. But you never want to see nobody get divorced, or the case may be, especially in the public eye, because your reputation, in a way, becomes tainted. But it's always two sides to two stories. I mean, to every story. That's your
Mm-hmm.
story, really, in my opinion. But it's theirs, yours, and the truth. But at the end of the day, I mean, if it been resolved respectfully, great. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. But I feel like it always comes down to somebody cheating anyway. So uh
Yeah.
that's the tough part. That's the hard pill to swallow right there. So
I was hoping they could, keep it out the public. They did a pretty good job of doing that. And like similar to how I think it's Tia Mari and her husband, how they did theirs. But
yeah.
we live in a public eye. Well, they live in a public eye, and you know, if one narrative is being said the whole time, I can imagine that would be a reason for you to say, you know what, I need to tell my side. So I get it from both perspectives. But speaking on Messi, let's talk about this P Diddy, P Daddy love
Yeah.
saga going on. So if you haven't been living under a rock, it's been like the past month, all hell has been breaking loose for Puff Daddy. The first thing that came out was the situation with Cassie. Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy for the Adult Survivors Act. And initially, reports came out saying that she was asking for $30 million. They ended up settling 24 hours later, but the damage was already done. So we're talking about Diddy, and like what he likes to do behind closed doors, as far as like sexual wise, with him like wanting his girl to be with other men and with sex workers, and to him abusing her physically, and then hiding her to let her heal up, and it really painted him out to be a pretty big monster. But overall, once that started, they settled out of court, but the damage was already done because now everyone's coming out the woodworks talking about their experiences with Diddy. We got one guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him, his name is Gene Deal. He used to be Diddy's bodyguard in the 90s up until he was dating J-Lo. And he's been talking for years now about the stuff that's been going on with Diddy, but no one really was paying attention to him if he wasn't on YouTube. But now, everything he's been saying literally is lining up with what's going on with Diddy now. So it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's wild. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about Diddy over the last couple last month and a half, maybe. Not just with Cassie, but some of his videos I've seen with just like here, I think he did a video with Usher, talking with Usher and Kevin Hart, and I was like,
that was crazy.
And then I just seen recently that he did a playback for him to hear it, and he was like, I didn't know what I was saying. It was weird, but this whole Cassie thing, I think she did this to herself, man. I think this is why I believe, like in these Country Wayne videos, that they got these NDAs going around like left and right, man, because things like this.
What you mean she did it to herself? What do you feel about that?
Meaning, like, this clearly had to be a cry for help, like money wise. Like you had to go through whatever you had, and then was like, I got some dirt I need to get paid for, type thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't use all my money or whatever, exhaust all my resources, but now I need to get even. Or how, I'm not saying how women think, but I think it's a people thing, where now they have a side of the story they want to tell after all of these years. Granted, something could have happened over the last couple of years, whatever, that made her want to tell her story now. But I feel like a lot of things happen after one person gets hurt, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Where now they want, I'm hurting, I want you to hurt 10 times more. I'm gonna one up you by some information that I have over you.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I feel I think two things can be right. One, she was abused, and she needs to have that release to tell her story. And two, Diddy got to pay. If you just imagine, man, like Cassie, I only know Cassie for 2 songs. You Got a Long Way to Go and Me and You. And to hear that, she was signed when she was 19, and they promised her all this stuff just for her to get into a relationship with a guy who was twice her age, and then to go through all that abuse for almost 15 years. I believe it was almost like 15 years. Some people are not going to believe you. And when I first initially heard of it, I was like, oh man, she just wants the money. But when I did the research, I was like, bro, man, she deserved every penny she got, if not more, to sit there and be tormented like that, taken away from your family, to hear like she let him, they broke up and he would come back and hurt her. And then to hear that he had a history of doing that with other women. Now, all this is alleged because let's just say that because we ain't got the money if we get sued. Like if you sue us, you wasting your time. You wasting paper at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But all these things are alleged. But if she went through all of that, man, she deserved every penny she got. And it's a shame because we always talk about how we got to protect women and especially
Absolutely.
women of color. And then a situation like this happens, and a lot of our initial responses was, "Oh, she is the money." But bro, if he really did this to her, man, and it's from what it seems like, it's true. Because then everybody else is talking about how when he was with Kim Porter, the mother of his twins and his son, he was doing the same thing. And then yesterday I heard one with Misha, Justin's mom, that he was allegedly doing the same thing to her as well. So it's like, man, all this stuff has been going on for years now. We're talking about a span of 30 years. Diddy's been in the public eye since 89. So if he's been doing this since the 90s, like the early 90s, this is a 30-year span of him having these alleged abuse allegations and it's sweeping under the rug. So I feel like this is her way. It's this, and this is the thing. According, the new thing is called the Adult Survivors Act. It actually it was a year window where you can sue people. So Jamie Foxx got sued, Governor Cuomo got sued, the current mayor of New York is getting sued for all these sexual assault allegations that happened years ago, and they have to plead their cases or they're going to have to pay. No one's going to jail, so for me it seems like a money pool. But if this is the way you need, if it's going to make you feel comfortable and give you some peace of mind, who am I to give an opinion based on that? Other than the fact that we do a podcast.
Nah, true.
But,
I feel you. My thing is like, and it's no knock to in like trust me, I believe abuse on any level is wrong. My thing is timing. My thing is like, why now? Feel me? Like, you can take it back as far as this stuff with R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Why now after 15, 20 years of this kind of stuff do you same thing with Bill Cosby, whatever the case may be? And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here or anything else of that nature. I like the fact that we can agree to disagree. And and people, who watch this, comment, I'm not a malicious person by any means, or, am I in favor of anything that anybody's being accused of? At the same time, understand you being 19, so you're really not, you're just getting your feet wet. So you're not really aware of what's going on. I'm pretty sure that they're not the only ones who did some things, you know what I'm saying, to get where they are. You feel me? And that's just not in the music industry. You can speak Hollywood in general. You feel me? Like, hey, you want this?
I mean,
role?
Harvey Weinstein.
You feel me? So
what's my other man name? Jeffrey Epstein. They was all doing the same.
So you know what I mean? It's like
doing the same thing.
These things, they happen more often than they should. It's the game that you chose to play, but don't get me wrong, nobody deserves to be abused, mistreated in any way, shape, or form. At some point, when you get to a point of enough is enough, let's find a way to speak on it then. You know what I mean? 20, 30 years later, whatever, you want to, I'll question like, hey, why now? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I'm not the only person that may feel like that either.
Absolutely.
Where you're like, hey, why you talk about this 10 years ago? Why you talk about this 5 years ago? And things of that nature. So just trying to understand the reason behind now. You know what I mean? You're in a coma, you happen to realize what happened to you, great. I mean, let's just, but being realistic here, you've been living your life, anybody, you know what I'm saying? You've been living, case may be, and boom, here we go.
Well, with the I agree with you with the because you talked about Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, then we talked about like the Diddy. But the Bill Cosby one was weird because they already had came up to an agreement. I feel like that the money ran out, and then they wanted to come after him again. So he should have been placed in jail to begin with, if because you guys are already agreed on the number, and that was done. So for me, the Bill Cosby one is weird. With the R. Kelly one, I mean, everybody's seen that video. My man should have been in. He should have been in prison in the early 2000s. It should have been no Step in the Name of Love. It shouldn't have been no Chocolate Factory. My man called himself the Pied Piper. I mean, look up the history of the Pied Piper. Like, R. Kelly should have been done. And with R. Kelly, two things can be great. Even with Bill Cosby, you could have done a lot for, like, Bill Cosby was the ultimate father from the Cosby Show. From what I watched reruns. I wasn't there in that time when he was coming on TV, and he did a lot for HBCUs when they made A Different World. Was a big pump in that.
Yeah.
But also, he had a fetish for Quaaludes. Two things could be right. My man was a little freaky, and he did a lot for the community, right? And then when you got what R. Kelly is, it's the same thing. He made amazing music. You cannot deny his talent. But you also can take into effect that he got with Aaliyah when she was 14 and he was 26. She was a child. He married a child, got a child pregnant, made a child get a divorce. Like he did a lot to her, man, put her through the ringer. And she went through, she reminded me of Cassie, like being young, not the same age, but just being young, being groomed. And then, a situation happened. Aaliyah happened to die based off something that had nothing to do with what was going on. But what Cassie was like, how many times you hear about women who stay in abusive relationships, like physical abuse, and then she tried to leave, and Diddy threatened to kill a person that she was with, like Kid Cudi car blew up. That's all. Again, all of this is alleged with the Diddy situation because court is never going to happen now unless with these other two sexual assaults that may get that may go to court or it may get settled, or whatever. But it's like, man, it just you've known people who've been in these relationships and they just you've been through so much. It's like, do I want to go to court or or do I want the money? And for her, if it was like the money, apparently the money that she got was some life changing money because she just didn't sue Diddy, she sued the corporation. So that's how everything was able to settle so fast because it's insurance that took care of it. But it's like, bro, maybe I can't imagine like how much strength it had to muster up in her to be like, all right, I'm done. Because the whole time they was together, my man was having kids. He had them twins. He had another little girl. I think he had another little girl like a year ago, but that was on Carisha, Young Miami. But yeah, after she left that, she got married. She had two kids of her own, and she finally felt that freedom. And she like, you know what, man, you owe me a bag. Apparently, she was trying to do this silently, but he was just blowing her off. So she was like, all right, you want to do it like this? And then this Adult Survivors Act was ending on Thanksgiving, and she's a week before it ended, she filed a case, and literally like 24 hours later, everything was settled. So,
gotcha.
I ain't never seen that settled that fast. Not even car accidents.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you spoke about Bill Cosby. You spoke about Diddy. This stuff happened before them. You know what I mean? Like Elvis married a young woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about Elvis doing whatever Elvis did. It's just, and you can put him up there. You could put him up. Probably one of the. He considered to be a good, a pretty good entertainer. I wouldn't put him with the Michael Jackson, the Chris Browns, and
he was supposed to be the king of rock and roll, but we all knew that was a lie.
Yeah. So but he did things his way. But I just feel like it's a people thing. Like you worse because he's you, type thing. But yeah, man, that's crazy. Either way, hopefully they get past it the best way they can, and both parties are able to move forward but an accusation in any way, shape, or form hurts you personally. You know what I mean? It hurts your character and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a fan of R. Kelly's music. You know what I mean?
That's a crazy thing, bro. I will bump R. Kelly's music, bro.
With
I,
a straight
I,
face.
I feel like with R. Kelly is that his music was good, and I just don't listen to some songs. Some songs is it's creepy listening to now when you have the mindset that what he's done.
Yeah. You like, oh. Run
Yeah,
that back. What do you say?
like he was in a
Yeah,
mall. He was in a mall walking past Toys R Us like there's something in your eyes, baby. Like what? You mean,
yeah,
baby? How old was she? Like it's too much, man. So
yeah. Nah, definitely. You feel me? And but those accusations in general hurts not just the person who's the victim, but the person who's being accused. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You got let's take it to this NBA player. His name is he played for Alabama last year as a freshman. Last name is Miller. He plays for the Charlotte Hornets now. He was caught up in a scandal of like something that had something to do with the death of somebody, like a gun charge or whatever. But while he was going through the case, and there was no suspension, you know what I mean? There's no time away from the team. He got drafted, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he fell, you know, more in the draft than what he should have been. But these are the kind of things that happen once it's like getting a bad injury. You get an injury in your junior, senior year, and you come back and your numbers aren't the same. Teams are reluctant to take that risk on you
yeah.
because out of fear that you're not going to work out. You know what I'm saying? Look at Chris Brown. This man did what he did years ago, and he's still being criticized and scrutinized by certain people.
Yeah, but that's just Chris Brown is is an amazing artist. He was a young kid when that situation. We've done some things when we were young that we were forgiven about that he should have been forgiven about. If that girl let it go, it should be no reason why almost 14 years later that people are still trying to hold him to the fire, which is crazy. But in a situation with these assault charges, it's like, yeah, I if something was to happen to one of my children, there's not no money that I can save for me that's going to make me feel justice other than trying to hurt somebody. So to get out of that mindset is like, all right, let me take a step. Let me take a step back because what I would do is something differently from what they would do. But I wouldn't want to discourage anyone who's been in a situation like this to be like, all right, listen, if you've been through something, and it happens with families all the time. If you've been through something, is whatever is not what happens in our house stays in our house. If you being abused and hurt, you need to say something. All right, somebody put their hands on you, and they need to be dealt with. And sometimes, you know what? We don't got to call the law. Let's just handle it ourselves.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But then there's some cases where people need to sit in jail. And there's some can't say that. To wrap up this in the situation with Cassie, she got her money, and I hope that is giving her some type of peace. I hope that she can take this and pay for the counseling that she needs. I hope that they work that out as well. Like that whatever she needs as far as like counseling or anything for the years to come, that it helps her out. Because you've heard numerous cases of people who've been abused and it trickles to their next relationship, because they can't do certain things because of the stuff they've been through. It's a trigger. So I hope she gets the help that she needs. And anybody, if you've been through a situation like that, speak up.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Don't allow predators to just run wild. If they hurt you, you still and say what you need to say. It is what it is. All right.
I definitely feel that, man. That's good.
On to the next subject. T.I. and his son fighting. You heard about this?
I did. I seen the clip that you sent me, and let's just say, it's not it's not tough to watch. You know what I'm saying? Being a father, what I mean, you want those. Sometimes those moments can happen. Like I said, a lot of things I feel like get brought out of proportion because of a celebrity is doing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares if man down the street getting his behind whip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody cares, whatever. What I mean? We from where we from. We see this all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens? It get recorded. It get recorded,
Into
it
the
get
public
posted,
eye.
and everybody comment about it, and then everybody sharing it. Now it's on the Shade Room. Now it's on
Baller alert.
yeah, and the other thing, World Star. Now we making memes out of it. Like, whoever was recording, shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, just
It was his son. His son
shame
was
on him.
recording.
Shame on him. You know what I'm
His son was
saying?
recording it.
That's what I'm saying. Shame on him because that's a family matter.
I
It's a
agree.
family matter. You know what I mean? Keep like we said, if something's going on in the family can handle it. But then you go and post something, now people want to make comments. Oh, he went too far. He did this. He did that. But it only shows. I'm pretty sure millions of things happened before that conversation, before that boy hit record.
Yep.
You feel me? A million things had to happen. It ain't no like, hey man, you fail in school. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of times, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you be wanting to take your son outside.
Outside. No, I'm like,
They
step
won't,
up.
but we
I
know
got teenagers now, man. Like,
we know that hey man, that we won't do it to that extreme. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for my son to rise up on me.
now you gotta speak for yourself because I've had times where I was like, yo, to these Elijah's almost, I think he's 6'1", between 5'11" and 6'1", and Sanaa is tall himself. So my sons are getting older. I got 16 and a 15-year-old, and as they're getting older, they can try to talk reckless if they want to.
Yeah.
And you would hope that you can have a conversation, but if it gets to the point where was with T.I., then it is what it is. These are your kids.
And that's it. Now
The interesting part about it, yeah, take the trash out.
When you finish.
Argue, put my hand in your face, say how you feel. Like I wrestle with the boys. It is what it is. However, when you can't hold on to that grudge with your sons, what your daughters, what your kids, period. You can't hold on to grudges, because these kids are learning how to. They are becoming their own people. They're not you. They're not. They can be an image of you, but they are not you. And one thing we learned is that we're not our mother and our father's decisions. Whatever they made in their lives has nothing to do with us. So we made our own path. So now as our kids are almost adults, they're making their own paths now. So, they're gonna have their bumps and bruises as well. But with T.I.'s situation, what I thought was interesting was they got into that, and T.I. didn't get on live and was like, yo, this is crazy. What's going on with my kid? Yada yada yada. Or his son was like 10K interview, and everybody's like, oh, he really trying to get the bag. No, he just want the money because he literally just did a song talking about how how he looks up to his father, how his dad has done things to make their life better. He even in that video, he was acknowledging like, I didn't. I had a silver spoon, but I didn't eat off of it. I still didn't understand that analogy. But
yeah,
They said he was when you listen to the video and Tiny and T.I. were talking, they were saying, you stayed at your grandmother's house because there was things that you can do there that you could not do at our house, bro. That's everybody.
Everybody.
I could literally. When I was younger, bro, and I went to my grandmother's house, I had my own room. I had to share with my sisters. I ate whatever I wanted. We went to ShopRite, got all the snacks I wanted to get. Now, mind you, when I get back home, we going to Aldi's because we got because we on a budget. But grandma ain't got no budget. You feel me?
Nothing wrong with
Like,
all these, man.
yeah, but the thing is that I'd rather eat a sub from ShopRite than get it to make a sandwich from bologna, because we eating for a family of 7. At grandma's house, it's just her and my grandfather, and then
Yeah,
whatever grandkid come that weekend.
absolutely.
So it's a big difference. So instantly I understood that, like, grandparents grandparents are lies, because they were not the parents like that when we were growing up. When God was there, when my mom was alive, I'm like, why are you so nice? You was not this way when I was younger. And that's how my grandmother was with me. That's why I was so close to my grandmother. So I got that. And then you know what? It happened in public, but it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta give your children some understanding. You don't want it to
Yeah,
get physical, but if it goes there, it goes there.
it's
You
right.
know?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely hear you about you know what I mean, as far as with proving your point, say it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you that, this is still my house. I don't care how old you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you get your own place, that's my house too. You know what I mean? Yeah, so but yeah, man, it's never good to see, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, we don't know what happened before that incident. We don't know what happened after that incident. Hopefully that they were able to reconcile and, get past the situation. Of course, you're gonna have a sour taste in your mouth because you feel like your dad's older to the point where he's not gonna do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Your son feel like, hey, it's my time now, and I'm coming for you. Nah, I don't. A lot of things, like my last fight was 2001, literally. Like
Oh, yeah, I
across
had
the
a fight
board.
before that.
This is my last fight. My last physical fight was 2001.
But I got into a fight with my stepdad before,
Mhm.
and I pushed him through. Like, we had a weak wall in our house. I pushed him, and he went through the wall. So it looked like, yeah, I'm this tough guy. At this point, I'm knocking people out, learning how to fight. My stepdad went to work on me, man.
Yeah,
When I
I'm
finally
pretty
got
sure he
up,
did.
I'm on the living room floor, and he's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man. We don't got to talk about it. I understand. When it's the one and the last time you had to put your hands on me, I get it.
Yeah,
Still to this day, I talk about it with the kids, and they're like, "Oh, we done heard that story a million times." But I'm just saying it, that sometimes, man, it just you're gonna bump heads with your parents. It's a part of life. But like you said, we don't know what happened afterward. What we do know is that they're still a family. That's still his son. He still love him. He understands that, his son is just discovering who he is. I can't imagine being like, look at all the stuff that T.I. had to do to prove that he was the artist that he is now. From going back and forth to jail, getting caught with all those guns. And he's like, yo, that's not the image that I want to portray. He cleaned it up, T.I., the family man, call this stuff the trouble man. But at the end of the day, he's like trying to be the best father he can. And we all make mistakes as going through this journey of becoming a parent. There's books on how to be a parent, but there's no book that's going to be designed the way Mike Drake has to be a parent, or Tariq Hampton has to be a parent. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect.
no, I
And
feel that.
so the same thing with T.I. It just happens to be on a higher platform because he's famous. Again,
That's
the
it.
whole the whole video is like, because you're famous, because you're famous. With T.I., is like he's been an open book. Everything he's been through has been an open book. So, to see this happen, it is what it is. But like you say, at the end of the day, he's still a father.
That's it. That's it. There's a book when you're becoming a parent for the first time. It's a book that says what to expect when you're expecting. You never expect to put your hands on your kid, bro.
He sure don't.
Never expect this. Like you said, there's no blueprint on how to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never believed in things like, um, well, this is what I did. You should try this. We don't have the same kid. Like your kid might be, might have a behavioral issue. My son's a jerk. There's a difference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't know these kids like I know these kids, man.
you know what I mean? It's like it's not, you know what I'm saying? And you want to be that person for your children and things of that nature but you learn every couple years this parenting goes to a different level.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you prepare yourself for when your daughter is born ain't the same way you prepare yourself for when your son is born. When your daughter start dating, you don't want nobody to have sex with your daughter. When your son is, you want, hey brother, listen, when that first time come, you come talk to me about it. You come celebrate. But mom is like, oh, well, you know what I mean? If you and mom get along, or y'all together, whatever the case may be, those conversations won't be the same.
I don't feel that way no more, bro.
Huh?
When we talked about, I remember years ago we talked about like, this whole thing about, you don't want your daughters to be sexually active. And then when your sons do it, we got this, oh man, it's amazing, bro. Bro, man, I don't want my kids to do that until they marry. Until you find that person that you want to be with for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Because man, when you after living life, it's soul ties. And then I don't want nobody
message.
I don't want nobody to put my children into a situation where it's like, they're fighting for survival because something they think they had to do, And when we talking about our life lessons, sometimes I'd be cringing like, man, I wish I would have did that, or I wish I would have went left instead of going right. But it's like, bruh, I don't want these kids to experience that. Thank God nothing happened to me, but man, I don't want you to don't give away something that's your prized possession to someone who don't deserve it. And that goes to boys too, man. Don't be just, I'm just gonna pull your tallywhacker out. Like, don't it ain't that simple no more, man. It ain't that simple. Teen pregnancy is real. We watched it growing up. I got people 30, 36 got grandkids on the way. Like, what you mean? Because your kid is 20. Your kid 21, 22. In some cases, your kid is like 23.
No, yeah, that's right. I feel you in that.
You came off the porch a little too early. So I don't want my kids to experience something like that. I ain't trying to be no young grandparent, and I don't want them to have to go through life like experiencing things that I didn't have to experience. Yeah, right. Live your life. You should not be worried about life lessons at 17, 16, 18, even 19, 20. You shouldn't have to worry about that. You're still discovering who you are. Like at 18, you're an adult in the eyes of the law as far as voting, but you're not really an adult. You're still learning life.
That's true.
You still need your parents to sign paperwork when you fill out your FAFSA. Like, it ain't just that simple, man. So my mind,
Social Security number at that time, man.
Literally, like I'm like 10 years in to know my Social Security number by heart. Yeah, and my mother had it.
Yeah, that's
the crazy part. Like, yo, go to my mom. My mom still got it. Like, you're an adult. Yeah, get married. Yep. Yeah, I got my Social Security card from my mom now.
Yeah. Like, Mom, you like, Mom, what's my social again? You like, what?
She know about heart too. You like, I'm 22 years old.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right, man. Enjoy your time, enjoy your youth, man. Enjoy your freedom, because once that, what I mean. Once you get one, I mean, it ain't too far along before another one comes. So,
and nobody gonna watch your kids.
No. That's the message to my nieces and nephews. Yeah.
Savannah about to be.
Uncle Steve not watching the kids while you go out.
So when Savannah turned 18, I'll be like in my mid-40s, bro. I don't got time to be watching nobody kids. No, I still got a life.
You won't, bro.
Yeah.
You be like 51.
No, Savannah's 6.
It's 12
I'll be 48. That's young. Yo, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you hit your mid-30s, 50 ain't old, bro.
It's not old.
50 is not old, man.
People make you feel like you that way.
Yeah, because you look at Rolando on these skits. She had mid-50s. Rolla like she in her mid-40s.
It's just the hair. Literally, it's just the gray hair.
Yeah, bro. And I ain't got a gray on me.
I
Yeah,
got
I ain't got a
covered.
gray on me, but at the same time, bro, like that's young. So I feel like I got more days ahead of me than behind me at this point because
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't live through so much and seen so many things. It's like, bro, I ain't nah.
No, yeah,
I'm still
definitely.
young.
Yeah, I think it's the state of mind. I mean, of course, you got the, you might have to, rock 2 times to get up. You know what I mean? Stretch that knee, stretch that leg out before you pull up or whatever the case may be.
Take a nap.
Hey, I love those. I love naps.
Yeah, man.
You
Come
take
on,
one
for
after
real.
we
I'm
done.
gonna go home and take a nap.
Take a nap as soon as we finish. Say that
First of all,
right.
I could take a nap on my break time. Like
I take
I'm
naps when I don't even know I'm tired. That's how bad I am.
yeah,
Like,
sitting on a job, like, yeah, man. So anyway, yeah, 2 phones. All right.
yeah,
I'm gonna call you back. Literally. Look at my eyes now, bro. For real. Like you said, if I take a nap, I think I'm gonna take a nap myself since I moved
yeah,
this
I'm done.
car.
I'm going right to sleep. The kids got a half day today. I'm going right to bed, bro.
I'm
But
supposed to
oh
watch
man,
this
yeah,
car. I'm
yes,
tired.
but it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, yeah, yes. More of the story is don't try your kids yet. I mean, kids don't try your parents yet. We still got hands.
Still got
You
hands
feel me? That's it.
on the set.
Unless you're my daughter, I'm gonna bow out respectfully, but it's okay.
Yeah, I ain't fighting these girls, man.
I'm
I'm a
gonna bow
sucker.
respectfully.
I'm a sucker, man. I love these girls. I love my son too, bro, man.
These girls.
Something about these girls, bro. I do. I love my son. I really do. Like I don't want to be I want to be as present as I can. And if I make mistakes as I go, I pray for grace. But these girls, man, they do something different to you. Cause
You
you
do,
know how
man.
I know how I used to be, and I don't want them to go through that. And like, yeah, I love my babies. So let's end it, man. Let's go on a high note, man. So you turned 36 last night,
Yeah.
and I'll be 36 in 8 days now. It's funny because I tell people they be like, "Yo, Mike, your brother?" Like, yeah. Who the oldest? He older than me, man. He's 9 days older. Like, well, you ain't got the same mom. You got the same
Yeah,
dad?
yeah,
Nope.
yeah. That's the weirdest part that you could when you talking to people, you like they think we really brothers. Like,
Yeah.
and he like, his mom named Carly, his mom named Kim. I don't know my dad. Like,
I
like it's
have no
weird,
idea.
but yeah, it's really wild. Like, cause you like, oh yeah, I see y'all look alike. No, we don't.
No, we really don't, yo.
You look nothing alike, yo. Like,
Our kids are cousins.
yes,
They're
yes,
second cousins.
they're related.
Yeah,
And
they're
you
literally blood
listen to
cousins.
people, they're like, I could have sworn that was your brother. That's family. Yeah, he family, but not the way you thinking. You
Yeah.
know, like, but it's all good, man. But yes, 36 years old, man. A number I've never seen on a day that I've never experienced. Yeah, I'm becoming that word right there.
Philosophical.
There you
Okay.
go. You feel me? But yes, man, I'm
And you was in average classes.
I took a
Ah,
sabbatical. I took a sabbatical in fourth grade, bro. It's all good.
I
The eighth grade, then I got back.
feel
But
you.
yes, man, 36. I'm excited for what this number brings of, what I mean. It's been a long year, you know what I mean? Lost my son, you know what I mean? His mom got a, she doing a bit. Single parenting is not for the weak, man. Like, like I shout out to anybody who's been a single parent, whether you're mom or a dad, for a number of years. This is my first month, my first year doing this, and it's not for the weak at heart, bro. Like, I'm telling you that now. Like, I'm talking about like an everyday parent. Like, I mean, you wake your kids up, you got to get them for school, cook dinner. I tip my hat off to you, literally. Like, this is not to become a single parent like that with no history of how to make it work and no adjustment. I tip my hat off to anybody who's doing this. And the fact that I have a daughter who's full time with me, not because she's autistic or anything else of that nature. She's a daughter. She's a girl. Could have been a son, same way. But every single day, it ain't no helping here. You gotta, hey, what you doing? You gotta get up and go look. You know what I'm saying? You got to really be in the trenches. And I'm excited for this next chapter. You know what I mean? It's we're coming up on a year of the death of my son, and it came so fast. Like literally,
Yes.
we're literally, January 5th is coming, and we're like, yo, wow, we're just in Atlanta. Literally, we were just in Atlanta like what last
This time, yeah, this time.
a year ago this time, right? You feel me?
Yeah.
And but man, just the the way my mental has changed over the last 24 to 48 hours, man, I'm excited. I didn't do much. I didn't want to do much, personally. I do have a few plans and things later, in the, for the weekend, but I'm excited, yo. You know, I'm truly excited. Today's my son's birthday as well. And like I said, though it's bittersweet, I'm excited about what the future holds, man.
Yeah.
Like, 36 is it's a good number. So, I'm ready to accept what's going on. I'm taking control of me this time around. Like this time around, I'm challenging myself more than what I expect other people to do for me. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
good.
I'm not
That's
waiting for
good.
other people to tell me what I should do when I know what I got to do. You know what I mean? And I'm excited, yo. You know what I mean? I'll ask you the same question in a couple of days. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, because I know we're gonna be recording again, so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited about that.
definitely,
Yeah, I'm
definitely. But
excited
yeah,
about that.
man,
This consistency is gonna happen whether we like it or not.
you got to.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, 36. A couple weeks ago, I was in New Jersey, and my little sister, got married, and I had the pleasure of walking her down the aisle. And I remember just being emotional about it because I had to let go. Like I've always had to. Like if you know my story, my mom was a drug addict, and she lost custody of all of us, but but I think five of her children were adopted. But we still
Mm,
have connections, except with my little brother Kyle. Still trying to find him. So with my sisters, Kishira and Lillian, they live together, and I've always had access to them. Even when they got adopted, their adoptive mother, Catherine, like I call her Mama C. She literally treated she treated us like I call myself her son who she didn't adopt, but she's always allowed me access to my siblings, and even what was like when you deal with adoptions, they tell you don't contact the other family because my mom was wild. So my mom used to come to their church like, those are my kids, but you
mm,
gave up custody, and the church was even with the church was like cool. They understood what was going on because my sister's story is her story, so I don't want to tell her story. But the church that they went to was cool about it, and even all that stuff that was going on, Catherine still allowed me to have access to my sisters. So it was an honor to walk her down the aisle. And
beautiful.
I had jitters going back and forth about the wedding, but overall, man, it was one of the best nights of my life. The party with my siblings, we had a really good time. And then I welcomed my brother to the fold, Nazi. And my sister's not an easy person to get along with. I think nobody is. Everyone has their moods, and he was like, "I'm gonna take on this challenge." So more power to you. But man, I had an amazing night. These pictures are coming in, and the videos, and I'm like, bro, like I really had a good time, and that's what I'm excited for 36 and beyond. Happiness, smiling, having a good time, laughing more, enjoying life. And I know that opportunities are coming, that I don't want to share just on social media, but bro, like I'm excited for the next chapter. It's gonna be uh, I'm I'm finally getting my second win, and it's like, bro, I'm about to go in what arms open, just ready to accept whatever. So I'm excited for 36 and this
That's what's
upcoming
up,
year.
man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what's up. Anybody out there, who turning another year before the year is over, happy birthday to you.
Yep.
Um,
Happy birthday.
You can't do nothing about what happened. All you can do is fix it going forward. You feel me?
That's right. That's right.
We have, we've been adopting this phrase called control the controllable.
Hmm.
I'm sorry it happened to you, but can't stay there forever. You know what I
That's
mean?
a fact.
At some point you gotta walk again. And walking into 2024, that's it. I'm controlling what I can control. I'm letting go of what I can't, and I'm letting the chips fall where they may.
That's a snapple fact.
I appreciate those that's been there. I'm happy. I'm grateful for the ones that's still there, and those that plan to come on board, I welcome you with open arms. But at the end of the day, this journey is super personal to me this time around. I owe me everything. Owe me everything, man.
That was good.
And that's how I'm going to move. That's how I'm going to move. So, happy birthday to everybody out there who's celebrating the birthday from December 1st to the end of the new year. You know what I'm saying? May the rest of your year be a blessed one. You know what I mean? May all your dreams come true. And
Oh man, last thing. We need if you make music, we need an intro.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, you want to bless us with an intro? Good, that's it, man. Let's talk money. $5 a lane. And then we're gonna build a studio, man. Studio where Mike is at, studio where I'm at. You guys want to contribute? Hit us up, man. We're taking all donations. We need to start a crowdfunding for the Take Two Crew podcast.
Get it?
We gotta figure that out. But this has been an amazing show, man. We're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man. We talked about a lot, so I'm excited to see what we're gonna be doing next week. Close us out, Mike.
Yep. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, comment on what you thought about today. And we'll see you on the next one, man. Until then, I'm your host, Mike Drake.
I am Tyreek.
And let's see you when I'm looking at you.
Peace.